Oh my god, we are live. Are you serious? 62.
Test, test, test.
Oh wow. Welcome to this live transmission.
Yes.
I am your
Testing
host
one,
tonight,
two, three,
and I will
this
be
is
the addictions of the silver market. What is going on here? Let's start with this live transmission. We have the market which is still closed, and we have now a gold market is closed. The best bullion dealers are closed now. They are totally closed. You can see that JM Bullion has closed all the orders. We have also gold silver, who was the advisor of Robert Kiyosaki, the precious metal advisor, closed the market. We have the best ETFs, the silver ETFs, and we have here the prices ETF database. We have all the silver ETFs at expenses ratio. So you have silver SLV, and we're going to see what happens with the silver market at the opening. 10 minutes to go now. 10 minutes to go. So if you go to the ETF database website or etfdb.com, you will see all the different ETFs. And in the past, we have a war between the silver holders, Max Kaiser, the Silver Liberation Army, and it was a great fight. And the people moved silver a few times, a few dollars, but then silver went back down a week later. That happened 10 years ago. So we have a big rush in 2011 that silver went from 17 up to 50, and then it went back. So we are going to repeat the same story in United States. There was also a pandemic. It was a virus. You remember the swine virus? It happened in 2009, and we have a financial crisis. We have a crash JP Morgan by silver movement, and we have also again a virus, and all of that is repeating 10 years later now. So we are going to see what happens to the silver market and the opening. The Friday close was around $27, and we're going to see what happened in 9 minutes. This is going to be fun. You are all watching Algo Manifest, and now we are going to see that the Reddit people is quite silent now. The story was written very well by the World Anti-Trust Sanction Committee, the people of GATA.org. If you want to learn more about gold manipulation, Chris Powell, the treasurer of this website, has been written about gold manipulation for decades. I know the guy, he was my teacher, and if you want to know, this is a NGO, and they gave free information. If you want to know more about the gold manipulation, you go to these guys, which are decent and honest, and they talk a lot about the gold manipulation in the market. So we see that the bullion dealers are out of market. They are waiting to see what happens. So they expect big volatility happening in 8 minutes, and we are live waiting for that. We are going to see what happens. Let's see what happens with a big website, a nice website by Peter Spina, a guy I like. I'm not advertising them. They don't pay me. I am just recommending this for free, and I don't see any money for them. I am recommending what I've been studying. I wrote a book about gold manipulation in Spanish too. So the silver bullion dealers reporting massive buying demand, so they are low to inventories. They are waiting. That has already happened in the past. And then later, silver entered in a bear market for almost 10 years, and it finished 5 days later. So nothing happened after the last battle against the Imperials. So you have to check the information, and you see, let's see what happened. But the emotion now, never seen after 10 years. So people, let's wait a few minutes more. Hi from France, wake up. So you have to be cautious, and the way to play more secure is the physical. The problem with the physical is you pay more. You pay more and you pay more commissions to get in, to get out. So if you are here for a quick buck, maybe you can pick a silver ETF, but maybe it's too late to enter now. And I was saying that you go to the silver ETFs. Know that the operation was organized against JP Morgan in the past. It's been organized since SLV, which is the instrument picked up by Wallstreetbets guy, is SLV, and JP Morgan is the custodian. So I see a bit of risk here with buying and giving the money to those who are accused by the Gold Antitrust Action Committee of being the guys behind all the manipulation in the gold markets and being the primary dealers. But the motion behind is very interesting, and you can pick any of these ETFs. SLB is not the most preferred ETF in the market, but if the music is distracting, I'm going to lower much more. Thank you. I think it was hidden now. Thank you for telling that, but we are very close to go down. Very close. Thank you. I'm moving down. Well, let's see. You have SLB, and then you have the Swiss ETFs that are here. All the Swiss ETFs. Also, they are a bit more. I hope music is better now. Thank you for telling me. And you have also the leverage ETFs that are much more dangerous. And I don't recommend you enter in ACQ ETF and all the leverage ETF because they're going to be extreme volatility. Check what is happening with India. India proposed a law to ban cryptocurrencies. So this is the level of the game. If they see a threat against the system, they will play and they can do a lot of things. One of the things that they did back 10 years ago is start to increase the margins against the leverage guys. So they could make the force of the long guys up and put the force of the long guys against all the Wallstreetbet guys. This is one of the strategies. They could say that a lot of volatility is here, and they will start increasing in the COMEX market, in the silver futures market, the margins, and bring down all the longs that are not with the Wallstreetbet guys. So they could put the people against each other. That is really one of the things that could happen. So if you are championing for quick bucks, well, keep your finger in the trigger. That's what I'm saying. Keep your finger in the trigger. Don't catch a silver fever. Stay with your mind quiet and calm and get ready for the action, because there will be action. We have 3 minutes to go, and keep the mind quiet. Let's see what happens. Silver is going to see live the chart. We're going to see what happens. I've been following gold. I was part of the Silver Liberation Army, and you could get hurt. A lot of people bought silver around 30, and now silver is 26, so they are still not recovering for those wars. And a lot of people made money at that war. So if you are here to attack the Imperials, keep your mind and don't follow the fever. Yeah, thank you. Yes, we have the good time here, and now we are going to see the experience of what happens. This is historic moments, and we are going to see it live in a few minutes. What's going to happen? I'm going to see the reaction in the silver price chart that we are seeing now. So Chris Powell is the treasurer of the GATA. Go read all the newsletter, is free. And Gold Thick, Peter Spina, follow them, Ted Butler, and all the old guys from the gold and silver market. And this is a very old story, and the Wallstreetbets guy are redoing all what Max Kaiser did 10 years ago. So yes, we are going to see what happens now with silver. You can ask me all you want because I am a veteran of that war. Please, please don't catch a silver fever. Keep your mouth very, very quiet, and let's see what happens now. And we have a minute to go now. Price of silver close at 27, and we are going to see the silver market opening. I don't know what echo. There's a lot of echo here. I'm going to check what is going on. If you, all the people is getting echo, please let me know. I'm not a big I'm a YouTuber professional. I'm just a guy who wants to be here in this moment and telling you all that is happening with the opening of this silver market. So please stay with a quiet mind. All the way you have every bullion dealer out of stock, not necessarily out of stock, but they are closing to see what happens. I believe they like to create a crisis too, and they like to say, oh, I'm out of stock, but maybe they have the stock, but they don't want to sell it. They go, market is opening now, the action is starting, and if you check, they started to move, and we are going to see that the, okay, no, the market is starting to move now. We are going to have to see that SLB and I'm saying that SLB and HE both limited by TD. Yes, they are limited, and they have it. Yes, they have it. So now we are seeing the opening of the euro, and we are going to see that nothing strong, not really good movement, and we are going to have to wait what is going to happen. And there is a tweet around there that in some markets the price of silver is now at 29. I don't believe that. I want to see what's going to happen. So the real opening of the silver market in this market is at 8 p.m. Argentina. So this is will be in 1 hour. Now we are seeing the opening of the forex market, but the currency market is opening now. Gold and silver will start later, in 1 hour. Sorry, in 1 hour. The true hour is one more hour. I confuse a bit. It is 1 more hour, and now the forex market is opening. Close was 27. Yes, according to what broker do you have, the close was 27 US dollars, and the real opening is in 1 hour. Now they are starting to trade all the different currencies. Let's see what's happening with the news. Nobody is talking about gold now or silver, and they are expecting. Yes, weekend it was 27, and now Bloomberg is posting something that it was updated. They are saying silver coin sites. Yes, well, silver coins. If you want to see pick up the news, you can see that already army descends of hedge funds. So we are going to start to see that the pressure of the market is going to increase, and I'm going to going back to the ETFs. So you have, if you want to see what was my book written about gold manipulation, it was written in Spanish, and it was written some years ago. It's called Aurum Argentum, which means in Latin gold and silver, a guide to invest in precious metals. I don't have an English version, but okay, the war will be in 1 hour. The opening of the silver market, it's in 1 hour. See, 1 hour. Now we are going to see the opening of the forex market, which is it's open 3 minutes ago, and not real big movement is happening now. Not real big movement is happening now in the euro. Let's say the euro. silver to 50 by Friday, maybe. But if you see that the euro is going down now, the market is open and the euro is a bit down with a gap, but not a relevant gap, just a few pips. So we have the live market in silver at 8 p.m. Argentina, which means one more hour to go, and now the markets are open with no significant moving yet in any market. So Bitcoin prices are open now. We can see that. Let's check this. Let me see what's going on with Bitcoin opening. Bitcoin just opened with 2,000. Oh my God, open with a crash of 2,000 now. Maybe recovering and adjusting what happened in the weekend. So we have a $2,000 gap here, and Bitcoin is now open. Bitcoin is open now in the CFD markets, which is we are witnessing now. And silver has an opening hour of 1 p.m. GMT plus 5, so it means that we will open for the international markets in now 55 minutes. So this has already happened. Inventories were closed, bullion dealers stopped the selling, a Silver Liberation Army, a financial crisis of 2008, and we also have a virus that it was for a very short time. All of this is repeating itself. One of the things that I want to tell you is don't catch a silver fever. Don't catch a silver fever. So I wanted to see what happened in the opening of the Bitcoin. I wanted to see what happened with euro. So far we have no real big movement now, and this crisis in the inventories, it has already happened. And then the price of silver went from 50 to 30, the point went to 20, and they went even to 15, and it went even lower with the COVID-19 virus. So please don't catch a silver fever. Stay with your mind completely quiet, and let's see the moment. And I wanted to say all of things that if you want to pick up an ETF and you want to stay for a few days trading, please go to a website called ETF Database, so you can see the situation. How I see the market now. I see that the same thing, the stimulus showed up and people start gambling and pumping up stocks. Yes, while the big trouble, the big bubble is in the federal debt. So this is how I see. This is a meme made by me, and I see the markets now with too much liquidity, so people is creating parties, and let's see what happened. Well, and now we are going to check back the ETF database, and we are going to make a break, and we are going back just at the opening. You go for etfdatabase.com and you check for the silver list, and I'm going to make a list, and I'm going to go through the list of the silver ETFs. This is a very cool website, and you have to pay attention to very important things. One is the correlation between silver and the silver ETFs. It means you have to compare the historical performance of the ETF and from silver and see who is performing the closest to silver. This is a very important factor. The second factor is expenses. How much money they will take you for your pocket. If you are going to keep silver for, let's say, 50 years or 20 years, maybe you should go physical and store it in your house and don't pay maintenance costs and maintenance fees to anybody. If you are going for silver just for a quick buck profits, maybe that's ETFs. The third factor is that you are going to be hit with different taxes according to the place where you are. And I'm not giving a special advice. I'm not endorsing an investment. I'm just showing you information from educational point of view. Okay, and I'm not endorsing this war. I have already played the war. I want to think that was 10 years ago, and I want to say you keep your mind quiet and check this. So very soon we are going to make a we're going to stop here and we are going to go back to the live transmission just a few minutes before the CB market opening. I was going to start it, but I started early because I want to see how the forex market was opening, and I saw that uh, Bitcoin went down 2000 and created a gap. And please check my channel where I recommended corn at food prices in November. It's a video called Dark Winter that was published and was broadcasted in November. So please check that video in this channel. Please subscribe. And I said that the price of food prices was going to go up. Later in my country, Argentina, tried to ban a few weeks ago corn exports, and now we are seeing that the markets may go to higher levels for the food prices. Yeah, that's the signal. Also very cheap commodity is cotton. Cotton is in the mean levels, so this is very interesting commodity if you are going for a cheap price. So up to now, nothing is really happening. The silver market will open later, but the forex markets are now open. And let's finish with the ETF story. So let's go back. So you pick an ETF that it moves very close to silver. Second, you check the taxes they are going to hit according to the tax forms. And third, you check the expense ratios. These are all the. And four, you have to check the volume. The volume. This is the total assets. So you have to wait to check the total volume and pick the best. Hello, free and biased news. So you pick the best ETFs. Please don't go for the leverage short position. We hear an echo. I want to check the echo. I want to cut this transmission and later I will come back just before the opening of the silver market. Okay, now they're saying, Felipe, don't buy silver, guys. Read the Wallstreetbets post. Please put here, mute your speaker. Okay, I know speaker here. I have my headphones. Okay, most gold is fake. Okay, well, we are going to see, so far we are not seeing big movements in the forex market, and we are going to go live here just before the opening of the silver market in 1 hour. We saw the opening of the forex market and we saw a movement in the Bitcoin prices. Maybe yes, maybe Tim is right, and buy on physical is one of the secure ways to enter. I remember that if you know Robert Kiyosaki, well, this guy, who is Mike Maloney, he wrote very against SLB. He wrote a lot against SLB, and of course all the bullion dealers are against the silver ETF because it's their competence, but there is also some real stuff that the silver could be loaned or could be sent to sub-custodians. Maybe they can create naked short positions. This is all the rumors are behind the silver market. So this is a very old story. The same story happened 10 years ago and nothing happened later. Silver entered with gold in a bear market from 2011 to 2015. If you check what happened in the last war, If you check what happened with silver, I'm going to open you so if you are new to the game and you see that I have this is a new platform I'm using now. Not new, I mean I lost all this. You check what happened. This is, here was one of the Silver Liberation Army wars between 2010 and 2011. I checked what happened to silver after the war. They crashed the silver market. They crashed the silver market, and it went in a long, boring sideways trend that it lasted years. So there was a people catch here, and they have to wait like 7 years to see happiness again. Yes. So be careful. Last time it happened, the great moment of the when the guys cornered the silver market was in the 80s. The story of the Hunt brothers. I don't know if you know it. They were rich guys, not retail guys like we are. It was the story of the Hunt brothers in the 80s. No, I said Silver Liberation Army, sorry. I said Silver Liberation, not Syrian Liberation Army. Sorry, English is not my language. And if you know, in the 80s, there was a brothers who cornered the silver market. It was called the Hunt brothers, like Hunter. And the MTF4, yes, MT4 is, I'm sorry, I could use multi-charts like professionals do. Maybe one day I will jump to MT4 or MT5. I don't like MT5. I don't know if you use MT multi-chart Salim, but MT4 is okay. And I lost my lot of things because I have a problem with my PC. The Hunt brothers cornered. There was rich guys who cornered the silver market in the 80s. This is a story. Rich guys cornered the silver market, and the story was very well explained by a very famous economist, who is Martin Armstrong. So they called Martin Armstrong, who was managing almost like a few trillions back in that time after they sent them to jail for not being part of the club. And Martin Armstrong explains that he was not playing with money, with silver. I was Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett bought a lot of silver at the end of the 90s, and he did all the operation from London. One of the tactics these people can use to create scarcity is to move registered inventories away from the market up to offshore markets like London or to hidden vaults, so they can create the illusion of scarcity in a market. It is said that JP Morgan used that same technique 10 years ago with crude oil. It is said that JP Morgan took oil for the market and sent it to oil tankers in the sea and kept the crude oil there in the sea. And when the crude oil went up, they sell it back to the market. I'm echoing. I have to fix this echoing. I'm going to go for a pause, and I will reopen this transmission a few minutes before the silver market's opening. Okay, I'm going to see if I can solve that echo that you are saying, but this could happen again with the silver. There was a war. Check what happened to all the guys who were fighting this war. And one thing I have to tell you is about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has stopped at a very specific Fibonacci level, and I made recently a video that if Bitcoin keeps going up, it will go to 57k according to my numbers. 57 is the next target for Bitcoin. Will silver go up? Well, one of the things that makes me nervous, boss, is that we have the operation using SLV, which is the most hated silver ETF of the Silver Liberation Army in the world from 10 years ago. Yes, we have 45 minutes to go, and the forex markets are now open, but everything is quiet now. So I want to share with you more information and very important information. February from the seasonal. This is the gold seasonal charts from 30 years up to 2016. And can say you that February is a very bad month. Silver and gold always tank after the Chinese New Year, which is at the end of the month, at the end of January, and you have silver and gold always going down, or they tend to go down in February. So it's a very bad month for this operation. Very bad month. But I share all the good idea of changing the monetary system because people is upset with that. They want to fight it. And with this COVID-19, a lot of freedoms were lost, and people is trying to change the system for good. But I recommend, please keep your mind quiet. Don't catch a silver fever. What happened to the people who catch a silver fever? Well, this was the area. People were buying silver about 30, 40, 50, and they got trapped for years until I would say that they started to see the light when COVID hit, and the Federal Reserve started to pump a lot of money in the system, and they started they were waiting for that. And maybe what are tickers are we buying? Okay, this is a good question. I show you the gold ETFs. You can go for the seal gold miners, but remember, gold miners may or may not follow the prices of the commodities. This could happen and happened in the past. So you better to go, if you want to buy with stocks, you use ETFs and be careful. If you want to play safe, um, go physical. Uh, but remember, if you go in physical, you are buying a bit higher than the mean prices, which is around 18, 17, which has been for years. And one of the things is certain. I am Argentinian, and I'm seeing that the United States is repeating the same mistakes that Argentina did in the past. They spent 2 months, they took too much debt, and this is always finishing bad. And now in the United States, it's happening that for the first time, the federal debt is going vertical. The federal debt in the United States is going vertical. So, what are the tricks that the the market could do to stop the Wallstreetbets guys? They will increase the margins at the futures market, and they will say, "Do you think the whole banking system might collapse?" Well, I don't know if you know about the Great Reset theory, which is a very important theory you must learn. Is that the guys behind all this situation wants to create a new system and crash the system, and this theory is being heavily talked in the trading desks. The what I'm talking about, the Great Reset by the World Economic Forum. There's a huge conspiracy around there, which is that they want to crash the markets and send it down. Send it down so a lot of people will depend on universal basic income, and you will own nothing and be happy. Google that and you will find that. So that's the theory. And one of the problems is that it's illegal to hold gold on pass gold in airports and metal detectors. And that's why Bitcoin, which is a bit more anonymous, and you can transfer that money everywhere with no metal detectors, took the place of gold and silver in the past. So yes, we are going to see very important movements, And I see man, the great reason means we, the people, will take the top one place for the. I don't know what's going to happen, see man, but this is what I've been talk. Economic theory, which that means the great reset. And if you want to learn about this, I recommend one of my mentors, who is Martin Armstrong, Armstrong Economics. This is my true mentor. He's the real guy, and I love him. I'm Martin Armstrong. Yes, I'm a bank analyst. Um, uh, what happens if is the gold bars or silver bars are fake? What happened? There is a famous story when the Central Bank of Russia received fake gold bars given by the official markets. Um, I don't know, but this is if you're going to buy silver, go for guys with big reputation. Don't go for the quick bucks or the cheapest opportunity you can find on eBay or another website. Um, yes, the problem with ETF is that you get paper, but that rumor that it was paper and nothing happened really. Um, uh, you have to check here. You have to check the silver ETFs taxes, the silver ETF expenses, the amount of volume, and the performance of the ETFs against the silver price. This is for me the four basic rules: performance, correlation, expense ratio. You have also volume that must be present, the reputation. Please don't touch the leverage ETFs. I don't go with the leverage ETFs, and if you get trapped in the leverage ETF, in the moment you get a market close or anomalies, the the leverage ETFs will destroy you because they will open with a massive gap and you won't be able to get out of your position. So be careful for that. Be careful with the silver ETF. Sorry if my voice is echoing. I'm going to stop and I'm going to restart in 20 minutes just after the opening of the silver markets. So if you are enjoying this, please subscribe this channel and I'm going back in 20 minutes, okay? Thank you.